This pregame show is presented by America First Credit Union. America First Credit Union has game-changing solutions for every financial need. Join the winning team today at americafirst.com. Welcome into some Friday night football here at Zions Bank Stadium. Tom Hackett, I'm Landon Southwick. Thanks for tuning in here on ESPN Plus with us, as well as KSL TV app here locally for tonight's matchup between El Paso Locomotive and the Real Monarchs. In what should be a very fun game, Tom. We'll check out the storylines for tonight's match. El Paso Locomotive have really dominated this series throughout the season, 5-0-2 all-time. Monarchs looking for their second straight home win after beating New Mexico United 2-1 here a week and a half ago. Goal differential, +5 for El Paso. Monarchs, -6. Something needs to change there for the Monarchs, but something to be said, they're moving in the right direction. Let's check out the visiting player to watch tonight's Dylan Mares. Dylan's had himself a solid season so far, third all-time in El Paso history for goals scored. 2 goals, 2 assists on this season. Team of the week this last week. And 156 career games with 37 goals in his career as he's having himself a season like I mentioned. Let's check out the home player to watch, Anaris Briggs. A guy, 2 goals, 2 games. Starting with New Mexico getting his first professional goal, then in Colorado Springs, 61st pick in the MLS Super Draft, and 27 goals scored in college. We're going to take our first break, and we'll be back with starting lineups next. Tonight's match is brought to you by America First Credit Union. America First is proud to be the official credit union of the Real Monarchs. Whatever you need for whatever matters most, America First is here to help. By MarketStar. Explore something more at MarketStar. Visit marketstar.com for careers. By University of Utah Health, the trusted healthcare provider for the RSL family and yours. Visit uofuhealth.org. And by Zions Bank, for banking that helps you tackle every financial challenge. Zions Bank is for you.
When you're a member at America First Credit Union, there's only one path to happiness, and that's whatever path you choose. So no matter where it may lead you, whatever you need to get there, or how far it may go, we'll do our best to make sure it's clear with the America First Visa credit card, because the only happiness that matters to us is yours, truly.
You are the sunrise waking my day.
I miss you guys.
You are the moonlight shining my way. This is where I call home.
It's never been more true. We take care of Utah like Utahns take care of each other. University of Utah Health.
Rule the playground. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back into Zions Bank Stadium. Let's check out the starting lineups for both sides, brought to you by MarketStar. Explore something more at MarketStar. Visit marketstar.com for careers. Let's check out Mark Lowry's side, Tom.
Ketterer in goal, Zacharias, Jerome, Human, Borelli, your back four, Ryan Ross and Aganaga in the midfield. Former RSL Monarch himself, Sebastian Velasquez at the center attacking mid position with Mahrez and Solignac up top.
That's the starters for Mark Lowry. Let's check out the side Hamas and Alave put out tonight.
That's a different lineup than per usual. Dusnup in goal, Holsley, Adams, Salcedo and Conte back four, Quintero, Brown and Bantse in the heart of the midfield with Oloski on the left, Briggs up top and Bodie Davis on the right-hand side.
Back from injury. That's the starters for both sides. Monarchs in their all blue cobalt kits. New Mexico, or excuse me, El Paso Locomotive in their all whites, the sky blue trim. So we're ready for kickoff here at Zions Bank Stadium. Counting down kickoff to the center referee. Looks like he's got his whistle ready, and we're going to be underway here momentarily. Monarchs are going to move from right to left across your TV screen. Again, thanks for tuning in tonight on this Friday Night Football. I feel bad if I say Friday Night Lights, but it's very bright right now. Monarchs. Put it wide. Nice touch there by Conte. Conte. Kind of a last-minute change, or today change, with Noah Powder being called up to play with Trinidad and Tobago.
Congratulations to Mr. Powder. He's going to be an injury replacement for Trinidad and Tobago during the Gold Cup. We wish him all the best.
Let's check out our referees for tonight. Adam Kilpatrick is our center referee. John Ryan Feldman, Bennett Savage, and Jordan Downs. Adam Kilpatrick, 14 USL Championship games, 53 yellows, 0 reds, and 3 PKs during his time reffing in the USL Championship. About 3.5 yellow cards a game, so we'll see if he continues that trend. Ketterer having himself a nice season. Four clean sheets for the squad. Like we mentioned, the top goal differential in the Mountain Division. Paso 5-1-3 on the season. Coming off a victory against New Mexico United. Both sides having recently beaten New Mexico United. And I think both teams and fan bases can agree that feels good. Brown knocks down Velasquez. The ball kind of pinging in the Monarchs' defensive region.
Taste of what we can expect from El Paso. They've gone with the high press now on 2 occasions early in this contest, and the Monarchs having a hard time controlling the football deep in their own territory. It's going to be something that I'm sure plays a role throughout the course of this evening.
Conte, he'll shuttle that one out, and you can see head coach Mark Lowry, bright young coaching stars here in the USL Championship. He's had the Monarchs number over his career, 5-0-2 in favor of El Paso. The last meeting coming in June, a 2-1 win for El Paso. I might add a come from behind victory for El Paso. Briggs, he's been in form as of recent. Monarchs trying to stretch it wide. Conte trying to get around. Zacharias can't. The ball is going to go back. Couple players slipping, and that's something we've seen, Tom, at times here at Zions Bank Stadium early on a match when the sun hasn't quite set. Water's still on the pitch after sprinkling the field before the game, and a few guys maybe not agreeing with their shoe choice.
That will change reasonably fast with how warm it is here in Harriman, Utah, and turf field. It does warm up reasonably quickly, so I imagine we see the slipping stop sooner rather than later, but early going, it generally plays a role, as you said, Landon.
Hot turf. And the weather here, Tom, has just been incredibly warm. Halsey getting his first touch as he gets his first start for the Monarchs, making his professional debut.
It'll be interesting to see how young Brett Halsey does, how he holds up. He's coming off an injury where didn't quite get the preseason I'm sure he would have liked after being picked up by Real Salt Lake in the MLS Super Draft a few months ago, but he's out here now, and
Zacharias is going to be called for the foul. A little frustrated with that. Monarchs tried to quickly go. Adam Kilpatrick's like, no. Can't do that. So you see Monarchs head coach Jamison Olave always crossing those arms. Not just trying to make the muscles look bigger, because they actually are as advertised.
Yeah, no, he doesn't need any help in that realm, but this is an intimidating sort, Mr. Olave, but what a tremendous player he was, and been rather valuable too for the Monarchs. Conte, it's early, struggled slightly with controlling the football. His touch has let him down on a few occasions. I imagine that would change over the course of the game as he slowly but surely plays himself into the speed and tempo of it all.
Throw incoming. RSL is back to full capacity. Let's make it a packed house for Chucharitos' first visit to Salt Lake when LA Galaxy visit on July 21st, presented by WGU. Get your tickets now at rsl.com.
Dylan, stand still. Stand still. You're in space.
They're playing with a double pivot. I know we talked about it.
Decent crowd on hand here tonight at Zions Bank Stadium. Christmas in July tonight's. It's the promo.
Theme, is it? Santa's here?
Go on, Ricky. Go on, Ricky. Go on, Ricky.
Santa's down there somewhere. I see Theo the Lion wearing a nice stocking, which cannot be a very comfortable feeling, but wearing a stocking nonetheless.
I always thought Santa hibernated around this time. Good to see him out.
Briggs picks up his head. He runs at the defense. Not as much help as he would have liked. Back to Bonse. Bonse towards Milan. Ball's errant. It'll be a giveaway by the Monarchs. Brown comes over. It's the ball to Halsey. Halsey picks up his head. Halsey's on a Generation Adidas contract with RSL.
High hopes for a bright future from both player and club.
Out of Virginia. As he puts his shoulder in, it's going to be called for the foul. Kind of a late whistle, but the foul nonetheless.
It's a big game for both Monarch fullbacks here. You got Halsey. Take another look at the foul from Halsey, but I know Jamison Olave and the Real Monarch coaching staff do enjoy utilizing their fullbacks. Noah Powder normally plays a key role. Obviously not here this evening, so some large shoes to fill from a pair of young players that haven't played much professional football at all.
And something we haven't talked about. Conte, 15 years old. Fernandez on the bench, 14 years old. Leo Benitez, 15 years old. Dusneb, 16 years old. Got a lot of young players on the pitch tonight for the Monarchs.
Well, if you read between the lines, I think you can understand the message that both Jamison Olave, the front office here for the Monarchs, are trying to say they're all about development. And as we spoke to Elliot Fall on the last broadcast against New Mexico, he informed us that it is vital these younger players play in and amongst some seasoned veterans to help aid their development.
Conte wide. Zacharias defending him. Ball played inside the box, cleared away. Dealt with easily by El Paso. Paso, we're on a nice winning streak. Sebastian Velasquez trying to get on the end of this one. Does. Gets around Brown. He picks up his head. He's got numbers out wide of him to the far side. Pushes it wide. Ball gets played inside the box. Shot and a goal! And El Paso Locomotive take the lead here in the 9th minute of play.
Well, it was a beautiful build-up. Sebastian Velasquez had a large role to play, shrugging off defenders, and what a lovely touch that is. Buries it into the bottom left-hand corner. Nothing Dusnup could do about it, and again, we've preached this on far too many occasions. It just feels and looks far too easy for opposing teams at times against this Monarchs unit to find the back of the net. There was very little, if any, desperation from the defending and backline of the Real Monarchs. But to give credit where credit is due, El Paso, Locomotive, capitalizing on their first real opportunity of the contest, and going up 1-0. Beautiful finish.
Solignac was the goal scorer. Halsey went over to the bench, I think, getting some instruction or trying to figure things out. Monarchs maybe try to make an adjustment, as it felt like the Monarchs defense did not get back in time. Ball wide. Conte puts the ball away. Monarchs will apply some pressure high. Davis. Halsey slow to get up, and that's going to be something the Monarchs will need if they're going to apply the high pressure. Picking the ball around a little bit.
Well, it's all about composing yourself now if you're the Monarchs. Go down an early goal. Frustration, I'm sure, brewing. It's important to remain calm amidst adversity. Try and find your feet and get back to playing a decent brand of football. They're able to do so. Early in the contest, they look like a reasonably solid unit.
The USL is committed to supporting the LGBT plus community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. Zacharias, heavy touch, and Bonse comes in. I have to look up the numbers, but Bonse, when there's a foul in the midfield, it always seems to be Bonse who's involved. Rocking the orange boots tonight.
Bonse and Brown have been good for the Monarchs. They've played a lot of football alongside one another this season. They've been dominant. They're very similar players. Bonse likes to play a little higher than Brown. But they're both physical. They're reasonably strong. They try and assert their dominance, I think, at times. We kind of saw this for the first goal of the match. They can get caught high up the pitch. Leave some gaping holes for opposing players to utilize and operate in.
Milan going forward. Milan gets around a couple, gets taken out.
Milan Oloski, for me, is a very important player for the Monarchs. Take a look at the replay. He came down from Real Salt Lake after not finding any playing time at the Major League Soccer level, but since he's joined the Monarchs, he's been very influential in just about everything they've done from an attacking standpoint. Anytime he can get on the ball, he's still down. Winton in pain.
He got hit pretty nicely there by Yuma, and Yuma, the Spaniard, not a small figure as he came through Milan, and Milan's going to pop up. He knows he wants a shot at this. Bonse and Milan are going to stand over it. Both very capable of hitting it from this distance, Tom.
Well, what I love about Oloski is that he can play in a number of different roles in the attacking third. If he is required to play out wide, he can do so, and then when he gets the opportunity to cut inside, when he finds pockets of space more central, he's an incredibly dangerous player. In my opinion, with the current lineup Hammerson Olave has out there, I would go ahead and say Milan Oloski is the most dangerous attacking threat that the Monarchs offer. Briggs is in form, however.
Referee showing where Monarchs can line up. Four-man wall. Milan and Bonse will stand over it. Ketterer shading to the left side of the goal. Using his wall on the near side. Bonse, Milan, whistle blown, and Briggs and not sure who, Borelli going at it. Briggs helps him up.
Well, there's a substantial size difference there between the two. Briggs has got to be careful.
There's a little more time to think about it for the Monarchs. Two standing over the ball. Milan looks like he's going to take it. Milan up and over the wall, just cannot get the ball down. He'll be a little frustrated with himself on that one. Seemed to be distance that was capable of bringing the ball up over the wall and down in time. The trick there was going to be to beat Ketterer.
Correct. Good position to take a free kick. Maybe a hair too close to the goal for Milan Oloski. But either way, a decent strike, just a hair high.
Ball out, and the flag will be up. There's our AR on the far side. Call the ball out of play. And Tom, going back to the Solniak goal, you have to be impressed with what he did. Brought the ball down, as you can see the ball going out of bounds. Definitely seeing a little green there. But Tom, bringing the ball down, turning all in one motion, and ripping it through the defense into that far corner.
Oh, it's a true striker's finish, that. From Big Solognak, it was a tremendous touch to allow himself the opportunity to score. And he put it right away.
Salcedo picks up his head, tries to play it forward, and play it out into the bench of El Paso.
I think without question, we're a quarter of an hour into this contest, and the Monarchs are certainly uneasy when the ball is being kicked around their back line. The pressure of El Paso doing enough to cause distress. And a number of turnovers have already taken place when they probably shouldn't have. Nice work from Quintero here.
He gets taken out. He'll go down, and our referee looks like he's pulling into his pocket, and he'll show the first yellow of the match here in the 16th minute. And Zacharias is going to go into the book as you're going to see a replay of this.
Tremendous dribbling ability from Quintero. Just a late challenge. It looked like he got his foot stepped on. It's awfully painful, but again, promising from the Real Monarchs, who look to be attacking more up the left side than they are the right. They're opting to utilize Milan Aloski more than Bodie Davis. That can obviously change within the blink of an eye. And they've looked good outside of that one errant defensive mishap.
You have to love what the USL tweeted out. Luis Solniak with the touch of an angel and a heavenly finish. Ball inside the box. It's going to take a deflection.
Wow.
El Paso is furious with our center referee. Yuma and Ketterer both yelling at refs.
Wow, I mean, that's a special little run there from Conte, the left back, just 15 years of age, as we mentioned earlier. Evading the first challenge and then showing enough confidence to dance into the box.
Monarchs with their first corner kick. Milan out to take it, 17th minute. Milan plays it inside the box, headed away. Monarchs will get a second corner kick out of it.
It's a nice delivery from Milan Aloski, asking the El Paso defensive structure to be on their toes. It's a flat ball with a bit of curve. It's just what the doctor ordered if you're somebody like Briggs, Adams, Conte, and co.
Milan, second ball, looking back post this time. Ketterer comes out, pushes it away. Brown's going to chase it down. Brown was checking behind him and got passed by Solniak.
And that's not Brown's fault, to be perfectly frank. That's his teammates' fault for warning him that he had pressure coming up over his left shoulder. So it's a sign that the communication from the Real Monarchs needs to improve and could well be one of the very few reasons they find themselves down a goal already.
With the young team, Tom, and that's one of the things we don't get to mention, sometimes that experience in talking and the level of communication that has to step up in the pro game is a very big change for some of these young guys, and they're also maybe a little intimidated sometimes to speak up to their older teammates.
But there are a bunch of guys, the counter to that, Landon, would be there are a bunch of guys that have played decent amount of time at this level. Brown, for example, has played for quite a while. Adams, who's on the ball at the minute, is the same. He hasn't played a ton for the Monarchs, but he's been at this level before. So they need to step up, and they need to assert some authority and communicate with their younger players to make sure they're...
Good ball there.
What a ball.
Milan, Briggs in behind the defense. Briggs in on goal, on Ketterer, gets around Ketterer. Goal! Briggs, 3 goals in 3 games! And the Monarchs level things up here in the 19th minute. What a finish there by Briggs, getting around the keeper. Beautiful ball into him. And Tom, we're going to take a replay look at that and see the class from him to be able to get the finish.
That's a tremendous finish. The big fella got in behind the defense and then had the audacity and nerve to dribble around Ketterer for an easy finish. But it all started with Salcedo. Big center back was able to pick out Milan Iloski despite being under duress deep in his own territory. Iloski then turned. Briggsy timed his run to perfection. Look, I don't care how slow anybody is when you're the size of Briggs.
Briggs,
Be a hard man to stop.
goal scorer in college, as Milan takes a little liberty to take a shot. On the road, can't watch the match. Turn on Sirius XMFC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and Brian Dunseth. And the brand new USL All Access, featuring Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from the MLS, the Premier League, UEFA Champions League, and more. Sirius XM FC channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. 1-1 here at Zions Bank Stadium. We have ourselves a game. Sebastian Velasquez taking a minute to get into this match as Bonse's down holding his right ankle.
And he went down rather hard and seemed to be in a lot of pain. Take another look here. Yeah, there was a rolled ankle. That was Bonse's right ankle. Very awkward landing. Looked like he got stepped on, and then the pressure of the opposing player's foot had him roll the ankle. And he's going to need some magic spray, I imagine. I mean, something's
gotta love the magic spray.
That didn't look pretty, and he went tumbling down to the turf.
Might just be one of those slight flesh wounds.
Just a flesh wound.
Just a flesh wound.
But I must admit, the tails of the Real Monarchs are up and about after a very disappointing start to the contest, allowing El Paso Locomotive to walk right through them, score the game's opener.
We're going to see another replay look.
His right ankle, it's hard to tell from that angle.
It's down a little awkward.
Yeah, he gets stepped on, and then from the other angle, it certainly looked like there was a slight roll of the ankle.
He's up and moving. For sure got that magic spray. Sun setting in the western sky over the Ochre Mountains.
Amazing how a momentum of a game can change within the blink of an eye. El Paso Locomotive looking to high press the Monarchs. And before they knew it, Salcedo found Iloski, who found Briggs, who found the back of the net, and all of a sudden scores a level.
Great ball. Numbers inside the box. Towards Solignac. Solignac gonna leave and takes a deflection as Ross took a crack at it. Solignac looked like he had the better opportunity if he would have one-timed it. But nonetheless, it'll end up being the first corner kick of the evening for El Paso. Solignac maybe a little heavy of a touch. Would have been tough to get that off. Mares was waiting on the back post.
Either
through
way,
the deflection.
if I'm Mark Lowry, I'm in charge of El Paso this evening. I'm telling them to attack down their left-hand side. Aguinaga.
Ball inside the box, pushed away by Big Jeff.
Aguinaga has been having his way against the young and inexperienced Brett Halsey, who's playing his first game at this level. That right back seems to be struggling a touch with the level of competition.
A little time sometimes to get set in for this young squad. Monarchs are level 1-1. Sebastian Velasquez, he'll get a touch. He has really been kind of non-existent so far in this first half. It'll be a goal kick coming. Spent time in Israel. Himself a pretty decent season when he wasn't injured.
Certainly a talented player, and Monarch fans and RSL fans alike were able to get a glimpse of his ability
Rufio.
over the course of his career here in Utah, and then
Yuma's gonna go down, holding his face. Wonder if he got a errant elbow from Briggs.
Briggsy's throwing his weight around this evening. It's Friday.
Georgia State University product. Yep, caught him as he went around. Maybe the ball caught him on the second one as he was maybe not completely expecting it at that point. He's up and okay. Zacharias out wide. Salcedo steps in and nicely pushes that one away. Enter the Win the Real Monarchs Text to Win contest. Each match will give you a keyword for a chance to win a pair of tickets to every single home match in the following month. Winners are randomly selected at the end of each month, so the more games you watch, the more chances to win. Tonight's keyword is Christmas. Text Christmas to soccer. That's 762237. Message and data rates may apply. For a full set of rules, visit realmonarchs.com/contest-rules. Ponce. Back to Salcedo. Monarchs' confidence level looks a little higher after that Briggs goal.
As you would expect.
Halsey. He'll try to settle. Halsey looking at the defense. Gets stuck on the first defender. Goes back to Davis. Davis back to Halsey. Halsey cuts in. Ball inside the box. Looked like it was mishit there. Monarchs with the high pressure. They'll win it back. Briggs trying to spin around, get it back towards Ponce, but unable to do so. Salcedo, intimidating, tall figure in the back for the Monarchs tonight. Very good defensively. Winning balls in the air. Get to see him make his presence known too much on a corner kick. Something that you'll imagine at this point, or at some point in the season, we'll see. If you want to join the conversation with us tonight, you can tweet us at Tom Can't Hack It, or at Landon Southwick, or you can use the hashtag balls forward, the hashtag SLCVELP. Corner kick number 3 for the Monarchs. You can see the legendary Duke Keefe tweeting. A handful of others on the tweet machine. Monarchs, third corner kick, trying to see if they can go up. Here in the 27th, ball in towards Salcedo, towards Conte.
Hey, Jordan.
And El Paso will try to go forward.
Hey, Jordan.
A foul on the Monarchs.
Can you just watch him holding our big man on the...
Ross is down, holding the back of his head.
I know the kick was short, but just keep an eye on it. Thank you.
I have to believe that is Bante's final warning.
Always
from our head referee.
It always feels like it's Bonce's final warning.
I know he clipped he clipped an El Paso player earlier in the game, and I thought he was reasonably lucky to get away with that, but it was his first offense, and then he's gone and committed another professional foul, and he's gotten away with that. Finally, the head referee's had a word to Bonce.
Bonce's one of those fun guys to watch, and you know he's capable of throwing his weight around. Davis, back to Milan. Played out wide. Yuma read that one nicely. Davis with the high pressure. Halsey right there with him. Jerome, haven't called his name a whole time tonight. Gets the ball wide to Zacharias.
Very nicely done from El Paso. They were cornered at the other end of the pitch, and now they found a ton of room up the right-hand flank, and there are numbers soaring forward.
Countered pretty quickly, doing a nice job. Ball forward. Velasquez goes down. Ball out wide to Zacharias. He's going to try to get across inside the box. Gets there before it gets to the touchline. It'll go out for a corner kick.
El Paso did that very, very smoothly. They were cool, calm, under pressure. Within the blink of an eye, they were able to find acres of room down this right-hand flank, catching the Monarchs off guard. Mahrez, in particular, utilizing the space. One of their most dangerous players, I should say. It's up for debate.
Our player to watch tonight. He'll take the corner kick here in the 30th. Ball in. Briggs heads it away. Not completely. Still dangerous, just outside the area and just wide. Takes a deflection in the area, and we've got Bonse down.
That's Bonse.
For his third time in a handful of
And
minutes.
Briggsy needed to do more with that header there. He kept his team under pressure. Bonse cut one in the midsection. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like he'll survive.
Fourth corner kick coming. Mares from the same side again. Plays it in. Headed away by Bonse. Jerome keeps it there. Milan, I think, got a touch as Mares was streaking around him. Another corner kick coming.
Well, the pressure is building here for the Real Monarchs, who are having a difficult time getting the ball out of their own area.
Mares, short corner here to Velasquez. Velasquez back to Mares. Monarchs, a good job. No numbers forward, so they're gonna have to slow up play. Milan's gonna go forward, avoids the challenge.
It's poor from both Quintero and Milan Orlowski. Quintero did such a tremendous job plucking the ball from Mares. His pass let him down, and then Milan Orlowski looked like he had an opportunity to still find the errant pass, but opted not to challenge for the football and jumped over some sliding legs, which...
Sometimes, Tom, that's the wise option.
Well, I guess that's fair. It just felt like from our vantage point, he probably had a pretty good chance at maintaining possession for the Monarchs.
You put your body in between the ball. A lot of times you're going to draw the foul, but elected to avoid the challenge. Borelli out wide, able to keep it in, puts it inside the box. And Jeff's there to collect.
Good to see Dusnut back in goal for the Monarchs. Suffered a concussion a few weeks ago. He's been out, he returns.
Gavin Beavers played in his place. Beavers now out with a slight knock. A precautionary non-existence in the lineup, and heavy foul there by Ross.
I love what both teams are doing. They're both looking to play the Quintero foul. Not a ton in it. Quintero, I think, made the most out of it, but a foul nonetheless. I love what both teams are doing. They're looking to get the ball down the flank, but when that doesn't suffice, they'll do everything in their power to bring it centrally. Velasquez didn't have any option, but anytime the ball can be played centrally, Landon, I think it just adds to the speed and tempo of any game. And Milan Orlowski and Velasquez and Mares, and these really talented on-ball players finding pockets of space in dangerous positions. It makes a good contest and more enjoyable watch, and I think both teams are doing a good job of entertaining us and the fans and everybody watching, wherever that may be.
Goals in the 8th minute and 19th minute so far. Solignac opened up this game with an 8th minute goal, then Briggs scored in the 19th to level things. Thanks for tuning in tonight with us here on ESPN Plus or here locally in the state of Utah on the KSL TV app. You know, there's a handful of people watching all over. More than a handful, but a lot of players and fans watching, including supporters groups from both sides. Have to give it a shout out to 8th Notch. You know, they had a watch party tonight at B-17 Bombers. So they're enjoying the match. Monarch supporter group Wasatch Legion flying their flags in the north end of the stadium. Foul called here in the 34th as we're going to take a replay look at that foul.
Briggsy, he is just up and about. His confidence is soaring high. He had a slow start to the season, had a difficult time finding minutes under Hammerson Alave, but coaching staff maintained their trust in the young, dominant striker, and he
3 goals in 3 games is nothing to turn your nose about, Tom.
He scored his opening goal 2 games ago and has since been on a tear, and he just looks like a completely different player.
Conce gets around. Almost. Zacharias went back to go at him. Monarchs are back July 23rd with Las Vegas Lights. Take advantage of our family 4-pack. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs for $36. Call 844-REAL-TIX. Oh my heck, that's a great deal. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, just $36. Call 844-REAL-TIX. All played in the box. And my team's catching me with the reads. Oh my heck, that's a great deal. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs. I'm Landon, and I like to party.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I don't reckon you could get a better deal at Costco.
Beating a Costco deal.
I reckon it might.
Tom, you didn't even catch my, I'm Landon, and I like to party. You know, 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs.
Landon, I heard it. Just letting the joke marinate.
Thanks for having a little fun with us, guys. Briggs. High. Velasquez settles with his chest. Velasquez is a guy that is very beloved here in the Valley.
He's a talented player. And he's a tremendous dribbler of the football. If you give that man any room to operate in, there is a good chance that he will produce for El Paso. So he is somebody that the Monarchs must be careful of. He's receiving his first start since returning from overseas. He came off the bench in their previous game.
Luna was a guy that not in the starting lineup tonight. One that fans, I'm sure, would like to see, and I imagine we'll see him at some point. Halsey out wide, goes towards the touchline, tries to get around this first defender, and Yuma there.
Halsey certainly got confidence, does that young man at right back. He's been burnt on a few occasions defensively, but if he can get himself into the attacking third, he seems to be adamant on making a move. Here we go, El Paso with numbers.
Borelli out wide. Solignac. Mares and Brown there defending. Monarchs dodged a little bit of a bullet as if that play would have slowed up a little bit, it looked like numbers would have been for El Paso on the far side.
Mares there trying to square the ball to gift one of his teammates who was lurking at the back post, tap in. Very unselfish from Mares, who would have been more than okay taking a shot, but a tremendous counter-attack nonetheless from El Paso, who threw numbers forward. It's not the first time they've done that.
Quarter number 6 coming from them. Ball inside the box. Solignac got his head on it. Davis is going to chase it down. Davis is going to clear it. Ketter will come up and settle. Ketter over to Yuma. 37th minutes. 1-1 here at Zions Bank Stadium. A Christmas in July.
We got it. Yes, Joes, come on, Joes.
It's another good job from El Paso. Just staying really composed under pressure.
Mares picks up his head. He takes a crack from distance and just over the bar. Jeff looked to have his line covered, but a beautiful hit there from Mares, just a little up and over.
There's a glimpse of the sort of talent Mares possesses. That thing was knuckling, had all sorts of movement. I do agree. I do think Dusnut probably would have been able to make the save if he was required to do so, but either way, beautiful strike at the football from
Monarchs have
Mares.
some tall keepers.
Considering how young all of them are as well, they are, I don't know what mum and dad feed these kids, but they certainly eat Wheaties in the morning, I can assume, I can imagine.
Jeff's a local Harriman product. Kid from right here in these stomping grounds. And then Fernando Delgado on the bench. Recently champion with the U15 RSL team that won the MLS Cup Next Cup. So he came up with a couple big saves in the final and in the semifinals to lead them to the victory. And he is young and also tall.
It's been a quiet return from injury for young Bodie Davis, who has a bright future here at the club. But a promising return nonetheless. He's found the football on a few occasions. Hasn't quite had the impact I'm sure he had been hoping for. Takes time. Love what I've seen from Salcedo. He played a key role in that equalizer for the Monarchs, and
one of the best balls he's played all season long.
Not afraid to obviously assert some sort of authority in the attacking side of things. He's a talented, tall centre back. Has a bright future.
For the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USLW League, providing increased equality and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in both soccer on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs from across the Championship, League 1 and League 2, and new expansion markets. The W League is set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to USLWleague.com to learn more. A couple El Paso bench players heading to the locker room.
Salcedo given a foul. Well, it was certainly a foul.
Solignac goes down. Brown goes through Velasquez. Brown looking over Milan. He'll play it wide. Quintero
Keep going, Brock. Keep going.
picks up his head, looks inside the box, trying to get a nice little diagonal ball into Milan.
I think that's where Halsey will learn and develop and grow as a player. There's a great opportunity there as the ball from Milan Alowski certainly wasn't perfect, but found Quintero in space. I'd like to see Halsey fly off the back shoulder of Quintero and offer a potential through ball pass down into the corner for him to whip in a ball. Instead, he kind of slowly jogged his way into a more central position, never really offering much for Quintero to utilize. Here's Sebastian Velasquez and his dribbling ability.
Dancing, opening up space. Zachariah out wide. He plays it inside the box. No one home at the top of the area.
It's back and forth at the minute as seconds tick closer and closer to halftime. But numbers here in favor of the Monarchs if they can move swiftly, and they cannot.
Trying to find Brown. Brown didn't look completely committed to the run. They maybe floated a little bit more on him, allowing Jerome to get under it.
The game's certainly being played on the terms of the Monarchs, controlling the speed and tempo of the contest. But when El Paso find possession, they've looked really dangerous counter-attacking. Here's Briggsy.
Briggsy trying to keep the ball, some hold-up play. He had a couple around him, fell. And El Paso with possession. Brown out wide to Davis. Davis gonna quickly swing it in, trying to find the run. It looked like a little late of a run by Milan. Gets pushed away, and it'll be a throw-in coming for the Monarchs.
Again, it was a nice idea. The Monarchs finding pockets of space in their attacking third, and they're utilizing that space. Players are running. There are options for teams. For the Monarch players to choose from, and I think that's always a positive when your teammates are willing to put in the dirty work. Obviously,
that's something the Monarchs have built upon. Felt like early on in the season, Tom, the Monarchs just really
stagnant.
Yeah, and a great word for that. And now seem to like they have a lot of life in them. Maybe started a little slow tonight, giving up the goal in the 8th minutes, but have responded nicely and have looked fairly dangerous throughout the rest of this first half.
It's amazing what just a bit of movement can do in the attacking third. It opens up areas of the field that probably didn't think were there. And the Monarchs are doing a really nice job at utilizing those spaces and finding dangerous areas to attack in. And they've looked lively thus far. I thought the start of the game was solid from the Monarchs, and it's kind of been a trend, not just at the Monarch level, but if you were to watch Real Salt Lake as well. They've given up some really soft second half goals that have frustrated the club. The Monarchs have had a similar problem as well. It's just that these goals are very fixable, should never occur in the first place. But sadly and unfortunately for them, it's been the story of both Real Salt Lake and the Real Monarchs season to date.
Monarchs have a few players on the bench they could bring in, including James Moberg, back from injury, who could bring some stability in the back. as Davis is going to get it out wide. Davis cutting in. Briggs inside the area. Milan inside the area towards Briggs. Jerome deals with it high up in the air, and Ketter is going to collect.
Again, Bodie Davis starting to play himself into this contest. Finding the football up the right flank. Couple of deliveries over the last few minutes. Both along the deck. Trying to find the feet of his attacking players. Thought on that occasion, personally, it was probably better off trying to pick out Briggs, who was at the back post in a one-on-one contest. If he had played the early ball and utilised the room in between Ketterer and Briggs, maybe a chance there.
Nice little combination. Velasquez going wide to Mahrez. Mahrez plays it inside the box. Adams clears. Stoppage time is brought to you by America First Credit Union. America First Credit Union has the financial products and services you need to take care of yourself, your family, and your business. As 2 minutes of stoppage time are announced. Pretty entertaining first half as we're level 1-1 here between these two sides. Monarchs with a bad giveaway. Can El Paso capitalize?
Keep it wide. Keep it wide. Keep it wide.
Jose! Give him something!
Cracker Ice into Mahrez. Mahrez looking around.
Now recover. Good.
Mahrez, he'll take another hit from distance. And a good big right palm there by Jeff. And he pushes it away. Duznev with a huge save there.
That's a tremendous strike from Mahrez, who's now shown the ability to hit a ball from distance on both feet. And that one was tucking itself into the left-hand corner of the net. If it weren't for Duzev's right palm, as you mentioned, Landon. Terrific save there from the young goalkeeper.
Big bear paw there to keep that one out of the net and keep us level here, 1-1. Here in stoppage time in the first half. Unofficially through one of the two. Corner kick coming. Ball over the head. Everybody in the box. Jerome chases it down. He'll get it back to Yuma. Yuma's going to try to play another ball in. Not where he wanted to play that. It looked like he had numbers straight up the middle. Played it wide, trying to find someone's run streaking in. Monarchs trying to close out this first half. Velasquez, defended by Adams, who's pulled wide. Mahrez, again, Mahrez. Shot in a deflection. Monarchs struggling to clear late in this first half. That's the whistle. 45 minutes of soccer played here at Zions Bank Stadium. All level, 1 apiece. And Tom, entertaining first half. Both sides traded blows, but we're equal.
No, I've really enjoyed it. And I must give credit to the referee, who I thought has done a tremendous job. We can talk more about it throughout halftime, but as it stands now, Landon, it's 1-1.
1-1 here at the halftime break, and we'll take a quick break and be back with first half thoughts, analysis, and highlights after this.
Rule the playground. Toyota, let's go places.
When you're a member at America First Credit Union, there's only one path to happiness, and that's whatever path you choose. So no matter where it may lead you, whatever you need to get there, or how far it may go, we'll do our best to make sure it's clear with the America First Visa credit card, because the only happiness that matters to us is yours, truly.
best line of defense against the virus is getting the vaccine.
Take your shot.
Tomar la vacuna.
Let's get back in the game.
Volvamos al juego.
Get vaccinated.
Vacúnate.
For yourself.
For your teammates.
Por tu compañero de equipo.
For your family.
And for the community.
For information on getting vaccinated, visit coronavirus.utah.gov.
Zion is much more than just these cliffs. You're all a part of this. When I'm painting, my goal is ultimately to inspire people through that artwork to go out and find their own personal experience. I think that only when we personally connect with a place do we truly gain the power to protect it. And that's the whole point, is to protect this place, not just for us here today, but for future generations forever.
Atlas Disposal is dedicated to preserving the spaces we share.
We also understand the importance of sustaining our resources.
We're proud to bring our operations to Utah with technologies like zero-emission vehicles and a new recycling system coming to Rio Tinto Stadium starting in 2020.
Together, we can keep Utah beautiful and sustainable for generations to come.
Hey everyone, this is Oscar Jimenez from Louisville City FC.
Hi, my name is Carl Howarth. I currently play for the Indy 11.
What's up everybody? It's Connor Sparrow with the Miami FC.
Josue Soto checking in here. Austin Bold FC.
Hello guys, this is Luis Herrera from Paso Locomotive. Just wanted to share with you guys my favorite soccer moment, and that will be the day I made my professional debut for El Paso, which is my hometown.
Anderson swings it in. Barry making the run, gets a deflection. He puts it in. Colorado Springs has its lead. And the save from Cardoni. It's there, and Cardoni with a huge save. Beautiful ball through, and that's in.
Brilliant.
Tonight's halftime show is presented by America First Credit Union. America First is proud to be the official credit union of the Real Monarchs. Whatever you need for whatever matters most, America First is here to help. By MarketStar, explore something more at MarketStar. Visit marketstar.com for careers. And by Les Olson and Sharp, dominate the pitch with an agile workflow. Equip your Sharp office with brilliant professional monitors, cutting-edge collaboration boards, and state-of-the-art multi-function copiers with Alexa-enabled voice commands. Sharp and the Les Olson Company, official office technology partners of the Real Monarchs. Back live here at Zions Bank Stadium as you see the south end of the pitch. 1-1 here as we're all level. Let's check out the USL, or excuse me, news and notes first around the USL. Opportunity for Las Vegas. Las Vegas looking to improve in standings, sitting 2 points below fourth place in the Pacific. We're going to see Las Vegas Lights here in Utah in a couple weeks. Louisville City ready for second Tulsa test. Louisville scored 3 goals in opening 10 minutes. Louisville has a 4-point advantage over Tulsa. Miami back-to-back. Miami defeated Tampa Bay 2-1 on Wednesday, and it plays again Sunday against Loudoun United. They've dealt with some of the remnants of the storm that passed over there. Let's check out the USL Team of the Week, featuring El Paso's own Dylan Mares, who's had himself a solid week and won 50% of the votes. And a couple other names we recognize, Tom. Tate Schmidt on loan from Real Salt Lake down with Phoenix Rising. Had a goal and an assist in their 3-0 victory. Brian Owensby won the goal of the week. Solomon Asante and a handful of other names on the USL Team of the Week.
Did you just say somebody else won goal of the week? That wasn't Noah Powder?
We need to get to that at some point. Let's check out the scores around the league. Miami FC 2-1 over Tampa, like we mentioned. Sacramento and Oakland 0-0. The Bowl and Rio Grande Valley 1-1. And in the first half, New Mexico United and Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC 1-0 for New Mexico. That game was delayed quite a bit in New Mexico. I don't know if it's back playing again. We're still late there. We'll take another break. But, Tom, after this break, we're going to have to talk a little bit about the Noah Powder goal that should have won the goal of the week. But we'll be back after this.
Rule the playground. Toyota, let's go places.
You are the sunrise waking my day.
I miss you guys.
You are the moonlight shining my way. This is where I call home.
It's never been more true. We take care of Utah like Utahns take care of each other. University of Utah Health.
Anderson Julio. Ball is out into the back of the net. What a debut for Anderson Julio. Lilac heads it for Rabin. Golazo! Rubio Rabin!
Atlas Disposal is dedicated to preserving the spaces we share.
We also understand the importance of sustaining our resources.
We're proud to bring our operations to Utah with technologies like zero-emission vehicles and a new recycling system coming to Rio Tinto Stadium starting in 2020.
Together, we can keep Utah beautiful and sustainable for generations to come.
As we're back here at Zions Bank Stadium, 1-1 in this game, and Tom, we teased before the break talking about the Noah Powder goal. He scored a cracker of a goal, ended up in third place in the votes for goal of the week. Still not sure about that.
Yeah, we may need some sort of an answer from league office as to how this happened. But
is there a recount?
I mean, even if it's fan voted, can we just bypass the fan vote for this week and give it to Noah Powder? It was certainly deserving, in my opinion, of not just goal of the week, but potentially goal of the year.
That was going to be my question. Can you win goal of the year if you weren't goal of the week?
I don't know. I wouldn't assume
We'll have to check into the rules on that one. Tom, talking about this game, so far El Paso's had their moments, and they've been creative getting up those wings and causing some challenge. Mars has been phenomenal. What do they need to do in the second half to secure 3 points? Because you know they feel like they can take all three and aren't just gunning for that one. One would be great, as any team on the road trying to get a point out of things. But they're capable of winning 3 points here, and they've shown that throughout the history of their side.
Yeah, I think it's pretty simple for El Paso. I just think it's possession-based. They don't have enough of the football to feel like they're controlling any of the tempo of the game. And I think if they start to feel like there's some control going in their favor, maybe that'll start to open things up for them and get the Monarchs chasing the football around, tire them out as the second half progresses. But I like what I've seen from El Paso when they have the football. And Mahrez, as you mentioned, has been special, taking a couple cracks at goal from his right and left foot and coming dangerously close to scoring their second. But if they can get the football and maintain it and methodically make their way through the likes of Velasquez and Mahrez, and they have a number of key players that could be dangerous for them.
Hamas and Olave on the opposite side, the team didn't come out moving very strongly, but kind of found their footing. And that goal by Briggs, as he's been on fire, 3 goals, 3 games, and he's kind of found his footing. What needs to happen maybe to get him more involved in the game? Because he's found his moments. Really hasn't had many other opportunities than that, but how do you get him more involved?
Well, Briggs is the sort of striker, Landon, and I imagine you agree. He relies on service, and it was the first goal of the match for the Monarchs that he scored, and it was a beautiful ball from Milan Alowski that set him up. he just needs more service. And if I'm Hamilton Olave, I'm going to Bodie Davis and a few of the guys that play on the wing there, the full backs, and say, hey, if you see Briggs in a one-on-one scenario at the back post, don't be afraid to play an early ball in. There are a few occasions that could have unfolded. Instead, a Monarch teammate of Briggs, he's decided to take the football down towards the touchline and put in a delivery that never really gave him a chance. But from a Monarch standpoint, Landon, I've been impressed. I think they've controlled the game, and they're probably the more likely team to score the third goal of the game.
Let's check out some highlights from the first half. There were some fun things, not only the goals, but some other opportunities. You're gonna see these highlights popping up on the screen. I'll let you talk through them, Tom.
This is the goal. What a touch it was from the number 9 of El Paso Locomotive. It's a tremendous touch, and then he went through the legs of Salcedo into the bottom left-hand corner. That was special. And then it was the Monarchs who started to find their feet, create some chances of their own, some hefty challenges, also in and amongst the action. Monarchs have had a few corners, and the deliveries looked reasonably good. This is the goal. That's the ball from Milan Alosky, and Briggs is a big boy. You're asking a lot of your defenders to try and bring down somebody of his stature. And then the nerve to dance the ball around. Ketterer find the back of the net in the most simplest of fashions. It goes to show the sort of confidence that Mr. Briggs is dealing with at the minute. But despite the possession count and the control that the Monarchs have had, they have still found themselves under duress on a handful of occasions throughout that first half. And El Paso do look dangerous on the counterattack. Mahrez, potentially their leader. That's his right foot. This is his left. And what a save that is from Jeff Dusner. My word.
He's had almost every game he's played in, had some phenomenal saves that are worthy of Save of the Week.
Oh, he's a tremendous talent. And look, I know you and I have spoken to the front office, and the members of the front office, I should say, on more than one occasion about Jeff Dusner. They are incredibly high on this young goalkeeper. In and amongst a number of very talented goalkeepers, I must add.
Well, that's something that's impressive, and Mears has talked to me about this many times. The level of skill from the young goalkeeping core, goalkeeping union with this squad is incredible.
It's remarkable. I mean, you just go down the line. They have David Ochoa at Real Salt Lake, who's a young player, kind of trying to figure out if he's going to play for the U.S. men's national team or Mexican national team. I mean, what a decision that must be.
Well, and also down with them getting minutes and getting training is Hasiel Orozco, getting time, not called up, but training with the Mexican national team in preparation for the Gold Cup.
It's pretty cool. You got Jeff Dusner, Gavin Beavers, who have both played at this level already, despite just being 16, 17 years of age. And then on the bench, I think he's 15, isn't he? Fernando Delgado.
Now you have me questioning. I think 14's in my mind.
Okay, well, either way, he's very young. He's probably right because he's just come off
playing with the U15s in MLS Next Cup.
Correct.
I know he will, when he gets an opportunity at some point this season, be the youngest player in USL Championship history, not only in the the USL Championship, but the USL as a whole, as there was a 15-year-old that played in the USL League One for North Carolina a couple weeks ago.
Arms, inside.
Going back to how I think El Paso can play themselves into this contest a little more, I'm still attacking the young right back for the Monarchs, Brett Halsey, who's playing in his first professional game this evening. Halsey looked a bit shaky early on for the Monarchs, but started to find his feet as the second half progressed.
And something you'd expect is Tom to be a little shaky in your first professional game, but definitely settled into the match.
Nothing against the young man, but he's playing on debut. I don't think it's all that rare for an opposing team to try and target. Just speak to Tom Brady about that. He'll tell you.
Picking out those young corners in the NFL.
Very much so.
Throw out those guys all day long. The Mountain Division looks as such. Rio Grande Valley, 20 points. El Paso Locomotive, 18 in second. Switchbacks FC and the Bold follow 17 and 15 points respectively. And then below the playoff line, New Mexico United, San Antonio FC, and the Monarchs. Monarchs only trail San Antonio FC by 2 points and 4 points behind New Mexico United. So still very capable of being in this playoff push. They're only 5 points out for the playoff line. 3 points would go a long way tonight. It's currently sitting with 1 point as we're all level here at Zions Bank Stadium. Ball wide, Borelli. Davis in front of him. Borelli trying to size up Davis, gets it into Velasquez. Seba. Over to Ross, Ross takes a crack.
And these are the moments for the Real Monarchs that they have to be careful. They haven't started the first half nor the second half overly well in the past. Often look shaky. It's often taken them a few minutes to find their footing.
Except for against New Mexico United, where they came back in the second half to score 2 goals and win that game 3-2.
The only difference in the New Mexico United comeback victory would be the fact that they had a few more experienced players on the bench, the likes of Douglas Martinez, who's probably in Tokyo at the minute, I have to imagine, with the Honduran national team for the Olympic Games. He left the club 2 days ago, so I imagine he's flown into Narita Airport. And then Noah Powder was playing that evening, and he played a key role. So, very different team tonight than it was a couple of weeks ago when they came back from behind and beat New Mexico United.
Ball inside the area. Jeff had his near post covered, saw it all the way, and it'll go out for a goal kick. They're all level in New Mexico. Switchbacks FC and New Mexico 1-1 now. The best case scenario for a lot of people out there would be the 1-1 draw. New Mexico United even with Austin Bold. The Switchbacks even with El Paso, depending on the finish of this game. Jerome, nice header over to Yuma. Yuma wearing the captain's armband for El Paso. We've seen him in a handful of different roles over the years. In that defensive mid role and in that center back role. Good job there by the Monarchs. Ball played wide. Davis. Davis with Yuma. Yuma using his experience, and the Spaniard dispossesses Davis. Davis with a smile on his face nonetheless.
Rather conservative start for the Monarchs. Both fullbacks staying home when the ball goes into their attacking half. Great ball there.
Flag comes up. So it looked like Solignac came from an offside position to an onside position. Both squads have their substitutes up and stretching. Be interesting to see who makes the first chess move in this game. Using the substitutes, 51st minutes. Halsey to Brown. Brown with a nice turn, opens up Bonse. Bonse looking forward to Halsey. Halsey was a little frustrated not to get the ball. Ball inside the box. Little battle with the Spaniard. Quintero called for the foul. He's a guy that's spent some time in Spain playing with La Masia. Barcelona also spent time with the Chelsea Academy as a kid.
He's a clinical player, very talented. He's a little undersized. But boy, if he's much like Sebastian Velasquez for El Paso.
Speaking of Velasquez, he'll get the ball wide. Aguinaga. Aganaga towards goal. Still inside the area. Be collected by Jeff. Who's now? Visit RSL.com now and get your summer plan set with an RSL partial ticket plan. Davis. Back to Adams.
Just get it rolling.
Wide. It's Gonte. Monarchs going to swing it along the back line, coming wide to Halsey. Halsey saw the pass. Solignac saw it as well. Solignac was a step too slow to cut that off. Little ball there. Bonce into Davis. Davis picks up his head, looking forward, trying to get it wide to Halsey. And it's going to be cut off. Monarchs keeping numbers forward. Davis. Davis gets the return pass. Davis inside the area. Davis still inside the area, and Ketterer does a good job to push it away. Yuma was the defensive wall there to make sure Davis did not get through, as Davis was all alone.
Well, it's beautiful
inside the box.
It's beautiful link-up play by Milan Alowski and Bodie Davis, and then Yuma. My word, what a stop that was to deny the Monarchs a tremendous opportunity early here in the second half.
54th minute. Monarchs applying the pressure. Milan Alowski send it in with the right foot. Driven ball inside the box, no one home at the back post. Paso going to try to go forward quickly. Mares picks up his head. Ball forward. Jeff will let it roll back inside his box as he read that one nicely to be high to let his defense know that he was there. Game's opened up here in the last few, Tom. End-to-end action. Haji Berry scored the goal for Colorado Springs. He now has 12 goals as he leads the race for the Golden Boot. Salcedo, big switch there to Halsey. Halsey settles with a couple touches. He goes forward, looks towards Sam Brown. Brown will slow it up and play it wide. Bonce is going to get it back. He'll spray it to the near side. Davis settles. One defender in front of him. Davis goes in. Defender went to ground early, but did a good job throwing Davis off, it looked like. Now Paso will try to go forward. Brown, wow, what a sliding challenge there. Gets the ball first, keeps it in, plays the ball to himself. Bonce trying to find Briggs. Briggs felt like he was held up. It'll go out. A lot of New Mexico players throwing up their arms, looking here at the near side official, the AR on the near side. And Tom, I'm not sure what they were looking for. Maybe a pull from Briggs. Trying to call for the offside flag to come up. It'll be.
Oh yeah, Yuma got away with the pull of the old jersey there.
Kind of an interesting look there, and I don't know if he. Been interesting to see what it would have been called.
Well, we see Briggs having a yarn with the referee, saying, "I know it's difficult, but if you don't mind, keep an eye on my jersey going forward." As Paso player seems to be in need of some treatment.
Zacharias, I think, and I think we're going to see a substitute because of that. Try to get who that is. Davis is going to come over and get some water, have a chat with the coaching staff, get some instruction. Monarchs must see something here on this right side as they've been trying to attack it in the last few. It
has been interesting, though. Both fullbacks, Conte and Halsey, have been playing relatively conservatively. Specifically, Brett Halsey, who, as you mentioned, Landon, the ball's been bouncing around this right-hand side. Halsey hasn't decided yet in this second half to make his way up into the attacking third and see if he can help the like of Bodie Davis out. Maybe that'll change as this contest continues.
The United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change the United Against Soccer Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com.
Now we need to do 3 things.
Boehner, Zacharias will come off the match, come out of the pitch in the match as he looked to be grimacing in a little pain. And I know Seriously Loco on Twitter tweeting out Maka King misses out tonight's match due to an illness. He would have been one that you probably would have seen featured in this game as well. I know a couple guys out with an illness. The one officially showing on the injury report is Andrew Fox with a lower leg, or excuse me, left lower extremity injury.
Seems like the Monarchs are going to follow suit and introduce a pair of substitutes themselves over the coming minutes. James Moberg and Griffin Dillon receiving instruction from the assistant coach, Paul Turnover.
Ball inside the box. Adams does a good job, and man, he stretched awfully wide to keep that one out of the feet of Solignac.
That's a poor turnover by the Monarchs, but looked like it also came off the reaching toe of Salcedo before it caught a lunging limb of Adams.
Corner kick coming.
Good delivery there. Nearly plucked out the head of Richie Ryan at the back post.
A throw-in coming. Monarchs still getting their substitutes. Some instructions on the bench.
Been a good passage of a good few minutes, I should say, for El Paso. Dominated the possession.
Velasquez inside the area. Velasquez trying to get the return pass. And the Monarchs try to clean it up. Briggs trying to get around Yuma. Briggs and Yuma going at it. See some frustration there by Yuma.
Well, there was Briggsy was trying to get back at Yuma after he tugged on his jersey a few minutes ago. Briggsy grabbing the arm of Yuma to slow him down, but right in front of the fourth official, who was able to help the head referee out and called the free kick correctly. And there's Bance, who...
Bance and Velasquez down.
Bance's probably going to be fortunate here to not see yellow, but that left ankle of Bance still causing him issues. He got caught up with the legs of Velasquez, and that is a very aggressive challenge from Bance. He knows no different, however. No yellow card received. He's flirting with one, certainly, walking on thin ice.
Feel like he's been on that 41. Warning most of the game.
Most of the year, anytime he's playing, it seems. He's an aggressive player.
So we're getting, I think, a couple changes from both sides here coming shortly. Might be 3 quick changes. Ball inside the area. Halsey heads it away, and Monarchs are going to get a chance to make their substitution. Dillon and Moberg will be coming into the match, excuse me. It'll wait till Monarchs throw in, until the board's ready at this point. Ball inside, flag goes up. It'll be a free kick for the Monarchs. You have to give a shout out to James Moberg and his beautiful wife, Caitlin. Gave birth to Shiloh Ellie Moberg on June 30th, a beautiful little girl.
Congratulations to the Moberg household.
She's in a great photo with her mom tonight, wearing the number 40 jersey with daddy above the top. And I know he was rocking the girl dad shirt tonight, so congratulations to them.
Well, Hammerson Alave will be hoping Daddy can produce this evening against El Paso. Number 40, that's Dylan coming on for Quintero, who's been quiet in this second half. And Brett Halsey, the right back, has been swapped for Daddy, James Moberg.
You gotta love James, good guy that's been around here for a long, long time.
He's one of the good guys, no question about it.
University of Washington product, came over.
Oh my word,
Greg
Conte.
Weibel.
Conte just dancing.
Getting some applause from the fans.
Oh, for somebody so young to have such confidence. I thought he started the game slowly, but as the game's progressed, he certainly found his confidence. He's a young player, and now they're feeding him.
You can see what Mark Lowry's going to do here momentarily with the subs coming on, Luna and Gomez. And he's definitely going for this win. As you're going to see Aguinaga coming off. And Velasquez coming off. Replaced by Luna and Gomez. And like I mentioned, 2 substitutes to make it very aware that Mark Lowry is going for all 3 points here at Zions Bank Stadium. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. That's www.selectsportamerica.com.
I think going back to those substitutions, I think it's worth noting that El Paso Locomotive starting to find a bit more of the football the last 5 minutes. See if they can get some fresh legs in there to help liven things up in the attacking third.
Gomez making his 9th appearance of the season, and Luna making his 10th appearance of the season. Luna with 2 goals, 2 assists, and Gomez with 1 goal, 1 assist. Definitely some firepower on the bench coming into this match. Monarchs. Dylan. Over to Bonse. Ball wide to Moberg. He calmly keeps it in, calling for someone to come near him. Waited for Davis. Davis went forward after he went back. I'll go all the way back to Duznup. Bonse passes through Brown. Out wide to Moberg. Moberg suffered a knee injury in the preseason, meniscus issues. Looking back confident in this match. I'm excited to have him back on the pitch. Ball played in, collected by Ketterer.
Certainly see and get a sense for the energy that Luna and Gomez have provided for El Paso. Certainly a message, I imagine, prior to their arrival of asserting some sort of pressure onto the back 4 of New Mexico.
Dylan trying to find Briggs.
If we go back to the start of the contest, El Paso were having a ton of success with their high press, forcing the Monarchs to turn the ball over in areas of the field nobody would like to do. Nobody would like to turn the ball over in, I should say.
Flags up. It'll be a quick restart for the Monarchs. Moberg. He's not scared of going forward, that's for sure. Tries to get around Borelli.
Did well there in the end. He kind of ran himself into a corner, but
he's capable of putting the ball inside the box on a long throw. And looks like the Monarchs are going to elect for more of a short throw-in.
Gone away from that long throw-in. Started almost every throw-in in their attacking third was long at the start of the season throughout the first couple of games, but since then they've decided that the best option is suited short.
Milan to Davis. Davis trying to get it wide. Right idea.
Yeah, certainly. Conte was open up on that left flank. The left back finding some space. And if Alosky had seen him, I'm sure that ball would have been played a few seconds earlier. Right idea nonetheless.
I can go inside.
But again, the Monarchs doing a very nice job of just controlling the speed of this contest. They look like the more dominant team. They certainly look like the more likely team to score. But again, sometimes that's easier said than done. And outside of that clear-cut opportunity where Milan Alosky linked up with
Davis.
Bodie Davis, who was playing on the left there.
Was turned away.
And then Yuma making that beautiful challenge to deny Davis of a go-ahead goal. Outside of that opportunity, there haven't been too many opportunities for the Monarchs, despite their dominance in and amongst the midfield.
Be interesting to see how the rest of this second half goes. And Tom, one interesting note that we didn't get to talk about with Mahrez at this point, because he's been a guy that's very potent in the attack so far. Interestingly enough, in 2014, he put his name in the selection pool for the Super Draft. He was not selected in the 4 rounds, then joined Real Salt Lake in the preseason. Kind of interesting. Did not get a contract, and then went on to play for Indy 11. But interestingly enough, joined RSL in the preseason. Seems like every week in and out, we talk about a guy that at one point was a part of the academy, or as well trained with the side in some form with the RSL family. Diego Luna was a guy that was down in Arizona with Barca Academy. Now in the old Casa Grande. He has a fascinating story. I know we've talked about that ad nauseum over the years. Over the year. For a moment there, we were end to ends. Then it kind of became a midfield battle here in the last few. The game slowed down a little bit. Diego Luna with the touch. Back from Mahrez, played wide. Borelli. Ball in and over the head of Mahrez. I have to say I love the gif of Diego Luna dancing on Twitter. Put up by Bobby Kohler. Davis to Briggs, quickly into Dylan. Dylan with 3 around him. Everybody kind of vacates the space, and he gets it wide again to Briggs. Briggs tries to get around Yuma, and it'll be a throw-in for the Monarchs. Tune into ESPN2 Saturday, July 17th, as the USL on ESPN continues with the Mountain Division clash. Colorado Springs Switchback FC and the new Wagner Field step into the national spotlight, welcoming San Antonio FC for a 2 p.m. Eastern matinee. Don't miss a second Saturday, July 17th at 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Should be a fun, exciting game and a beautiful pitch there in Colorado Springs. Monarchs saw that last week.
Up!
One of the new gems in the USL Championship.
Second! Yuma!
Hoberg tries to win the header. Brown taken down. Foul called on Solignac. Lucho's kind of frustrated with that foul call. And if you'd like to join the conversation tonight, you can tweet at us. Jump on the old tweet machine at Tom Can't Hack It or at Landon Southwick, or you can use the hashtag SLCVELP. Milan inside the area, cuts back, looking forward, over to Davis. It'll be cut off quickly. Boberg in and frustrated as Mahrez goes down. Moberg saying that's Charmin soft.
I think referee made a correct call here.
But a little frustration.
Certainly. Anytime a player's arms immediately go into the air, there's a good chance that it's a foul. Great work there from Milan Alosky to pluck the ball back. No call. He tried to draw a free kick. Yeah, but you're right. Going back a few minutes to your comment as to how this game kind of died off over the last 10, 15 minutes. game of soccer, the game of football, game of momentum, game of space, and it just seems like the avenues centrally have closed off.
A little leave there by New Mexico. Mares steps into space. Mares dancing, still with it. And Moberg does a nice job to push it out of play.
There's far less space centrally for both teams to operate in. So the Monarchs have been going down both the right and left flank, trying to cut it back when they can, but they haven't been able to do so. And when El Paso find the football, they've been looking to create down their left-hand side. I still believe the additions of Luna and Gomez have added another element of danger for them up top, as their burst of energy has provided a spark.
Yuma, the captain, over to Jerome. Monarchs content letting the ball go backwards, but definitely have applied more pressure as the night has continued along. Bonse, he'll play it forward, and Briggs kind of awkwardly puts the chest out. I know Milan was hoping that he could settle that ball, but a tough ball coming through at the last minutes. Adams into Brown. Brown, terrible ball there. Monarch opportunity, Luna! Diego Luna capitalizes on the Monarchs' mistake, and it's 2-1 El Paso here in the 74th.
Well, Luna, he's been popping up and about, offering a spark. Really poor loss of possession by Brown and the Monarchs. Just a really sloppy bit of play. Goalkeeper well off his line. Turnover in a dangerous area. Dusnup wasn't in a position. And all of a sudden, Luna with the most easiest of tap-ins, essentially. Jeff Dusnup didn't know where the center of his goals was, and Luna was able to put it into the far right corner to gift El Paso their second goal of the match and give them a 2-1 lead. And again, you go back to just a bit of sloppy play. Look at Yuma there. He thought he drew the foul, grabbed the football, and now Yuma and Briggs are exchanging words. This one's starting to heat up. It took a goal in the second half, albeit 73 minutes in.
I think we saw a yellow card shown.
That would be on Yuma, I have to imagine.
Kind of an interesting sequence there. Kind of a weird last couple minutes.
Now they're bumping shoulders, Briggs and Yuma. And yeah, that's not a foul.
Yeah, Yuma pulled up the landing gear awfully quick there. And then Briggs made sure to go right at it. Poke the bear. Or in his case, poke the bowl of the Spaniard. Briggs goes down inside the box. It'll be a foul called and a free kick coming.
It just must be so disappointing for Hamilton Olave and his coaching staff watching this from the sideline. The Monarchs have been the more dangerous team, the more composed team, the team that's in control of the fixture for the better part of the 76 minutes played so far. You look back on the 2 goals scored. First goal coming on a counter-attack that should never have happened. A professional foul should have taken place on Sebastian Velasquez. It wasn't. They got the ball out wide. And then number 9.
Ball wide. Another opportunity coming inside the box. Mars is going to chase it out. He'll try to get to it and it'll roll out. It'll be a throw in coming.
Solonyak was able to put the first one away, and then on that second one, I just don't know what Zach Brown was doing. Sam Brown, I should say. No communication from his teammates.
It felt nicely
fairness,
Salcedo went down to ground, but it popped over him kind of in that situation as Briggs going to be called for a foul. Borelli's asking how many is Briggs going to get away with.
The clip of the ankle, I have to believe slightly accidental. Briggsy getting a final warning from our head referee saying one more time, my friend, and you will see yellow.
I always love it. The this, there, and that, no more. Ball wide. Briggs and Bonce really on the short leash.
You go back to that second goal. We talk about Sam Brown quickly. We talk about the lack of communication. Should there have been more? Sure. At the end of the day, Brown was not under pressure. He didn't need to play the ball. He did. The energy for El Paso has certainly livened up.
Solignac with a nice back heel, but Brown read it nicely. Monarchs keeping numbers forward as Milan, Dillon, Davis, and Briggs sitting really along that back line.
I expect this game to open up over the last 15 or so minutes. If you include the added time, Monarchs are going to be forced to throw some numbers forward and look dangerous when they finally find the football, which will in turn open up space for El Paso to operate in as the numbers favor.
Moberg defending Morris. Luna's going to overlap with him. Moberg peels off, defending Luna. Borelli. Moberg goes through and tries to stick him. Looked fairly clean, but maybe the arm extended and a foul will be called.
That's such a silly foul to give away. You had a 2-on-1. Cornered. There wasn't much in there. Moberg probably did the right thing, sticking out a foot to try and keep the ball in play. He happened to catch the right leg of Borelli while doing so.
A free kick in the corner. Instruction coming from Mark Lowry to a couple players, specifically to Mahrez. Monarchs going to make a double substitution. Benitez, the young 15-year-old, almost 16-year-old, later this month will come on into the match. Charlie Weehan. Mahrez and Luna over the free kick. Quickly, a touch over to Yuma. Yuma's going to whip it in. Headed up by Salcedo. He's going to get his second opportunity on it. Wins the second ball. Davis settles. Davis, if he can see it, had opportunities to the near side. Dispossessed. Brown battling. RS does a good job to fend off Sam Brown. As Moberg's going to get cleaned out by Solignac. Moberg's going to be frustrated on that one. Enter to win the Real Monarchs Text to Win contest. Each match will give you a keyword for a chance to win a pair of tickets to every single home match for the following month. Winners are randomly selected at the end of each month, so the more games you watch, the more chances to win. Tonight's keyword is Christmas. Text Christmas to soccer. That's 762237. Message and data rates may apply. For a full set of rules, visit realmonarchs.com. Contest-rules. Moberg, ball inside the box towards Briggs. Settled momentarily by Milan, and it'll go out, and it'll be a goal kick coming.
Brown's going to come off for Weehan. It's a lovely delivery by Moberg. Briggs did well to get ahead on it, and Bante is going to be replaced by Benitez. Milan Ilosky opted to try and take a touch before he unleashed his shot. Hindsight's 20/20, we understand that, but he's probably better off trying to put the laces of his left peg through the football and
Looks
try
like,
and test Ketterer.
looks like the Monarchs are going to elect to go a little bit more attack-friendly. As it looked like Benitez was the only one that went backwards. As the Monarchs put numbers forward, going into the attack. We'll see if it pays off. Trying to find one late here in the 8 and a little bit of change left in this match.
I think you go back to what Mike Lowry did with the addition of Gomez and Luna. The spark they provided in their attacking third when the game was draw 1-1. Luna ended up capitalizing on a very errant pass by Brown, for which it popped right back to him. And he was able to score a reasonably simple opportunity, but the spark of energy was prevalent. It was evident, all right.
Weehan looking forward. We cleared away. Davis, he picks up his head. Davis trying to slip one through, and it's going to go out for a corner kick. Just what the Monarchs needed here late in this match. Both teams doing what they need to do to go for the points.
It'll be Milan Oloski standing over this one. The tall timber entering the frame for the Monarchs. Benitez and Dillon, the two safety nets.
Ball played in. Still inside the area. El Paso going to try to run with it. Benitez on his horse. Solignac. He'll play it wide to Mares. Numbers there. Inside the area. And up and over. By the substitute Gomez.
Tremendous build-up this from a corner. Kick down the other end. Solignac got on the end of it. Terrific dribble up the left-hand side of the pitch. Flicked it over to the most dangerous of men in Mares, who rather calmly and coolly picked out Gomez. Terrific opportunity. Gomez probably had more time than he thought. Didn't need to hit it first time with the outside of his left foot, but decided to do so nonetheless.
Conte. Weehan steps out. He'll go forward. He falls. So he was trying to get towards that touch line.
Conte's fallen a few times throughout the course of this game. If he was still on his feet, he had Moberg with acres of room at the back post, all alone. Just unable to find him.
Monarchs are going to need some magic here. They're going to come back and get a point. Borelli.
That's very calmly done by the El Paso captain, Yuma, who's been superb this evening, solidifying their defense.
Solignac slows it up. Ross to Luna. Luna with the game-winning goal so far. He plays it across. Borelli gets it back. Luna tees it up towards goal, and a big save there. Diego Luna denied.
Now Luna's been superb since coming off the bench. That's a big save there by Jeff Dusnup. Luna got a ton of purchase on that shot. It's probably better off going to the back post, but either way, tested Jeff Dusnup, who had to come up with a big two-handed save to deny Luna his second goal of the evening.
Monarchs are frustrated with the lack of movement to get stuff happening as they want to continue doing this, as Mares will take his time to get off the pitch, pushed off by our referee. Carrillo will come on to the game. Corner kick coming. Luna will stand over it. Luna plays it in, looking back stick. Cleared away by the Monarchs, not completely. As Weehan's gonna flush forward, trying to apply the pressure. Yuma all the way back to Ketterer. Salcedo wins the first ball. Benitez with the second. Monarchs are back July 23rd with the Las Vegas Lights. Take advantage of our family 4-pack. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs for just 36 bucks. Call 844-REAL-TIX. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs for just 36 bucks. Aleve, Briggs. As Briggs is going to be fouled. Crowd helped the referee with that call as they started freaking out, Tom, as something was there in a dangerous area, and a yellow card shown to Jerome. Monarchs going to make a quick substitution. Their final substitutions, you're going to see this. Yep. Came in with both feet. As Malik Johnson will come on and join this match.
Well, it was another good performance by Briggs, the man in form, 3 goals in 3 games. Put another one in the back of the onion bag to equalize things there in the first half. But he solidified his dominance, threw his weight around and provided a target for the Monarchs. Malik Johnson, the speedster, I'm surprised didn't come in earlier in this game. See if he can liven things up for the Monarchs.
Milan and Adams standing over at 4-man wall. Milan up and over and completely over. Another missed opportunity for the Monarchs here in the 89th.
That's a second free kick from Milan Oloski, who skied one from a similar distance in the first half. He'll be disappointed with both those efforts. I imagine a bit of free kick training will occur throughout the course of the week. But again, another good opportunity for the Monarchs late in this contest to try and even things up at 2-2.
89th minute. Little gamesmanship there from Logan Ketterer. Our referee checks his watch, knowing that he's adding some stoppage time because of something like that, and then Ketterer plays it right out.
After all that.
Not sure what would be the reasoning on that one, but some gamesmanship. But you gotta keep the ball in play on a situation like that. Not a common mistake you'd see from a guy like Logan Ketterer. Salcedo. 90th minute of play. Monarchs trying to get the ball inside the box. Over. Dylan towards goal. Just did not grab a hold of it all.
Adams, center back, flying forward. Dylan had the right idea. Brought it down with his chest, just unable to get the purchase required with his right foot to test Ketterer.
4 minutes of stoppage time. Stoppage time is brought to you by America First Credit Union. America First Credit Union has the financial products and services you need to take care of yourself, your family, and your business. Monarchs throwing numbers forward. Can they find another opportunity on goal? Boberg, he'll get it up on the near side. Boberg plays it inside the box. Not a bad looking ball, falls to Davis. Davis takes a whiff. Got some of it, but took a deflection. Monarchs still inside. Luna cut it off. The Monarchs have to be careful here.
2v2.
The third coming to join. Monarchs falling back, ball inside the area. Headed towards goal, and that's in! And El Paso Locomotive will most likely secure all 3 points on that counterattack as they were able to finish and put it away with the header as Gomez scores the 3rd goal here in this match.
Well, Mark Lowry must be licking his chops. Feel like I've harped on it for the majority of this second half, but as soon as he brought on Luna and Gomez off the bench, the game changed in favor of El Paso. Luna scoring El Paso's 2nd goal, Gomez burying Real Monarchs with the 3rd. It's 3-1, just a handful of minutes remaining.
Monarchs threw the kitchen sink forward.
That's a terrific counter-attack. It was 2v2, then it was 3-on-3. The run from Gomez, who gave everything he had from deep in his own half to find space.
Weehan inside the area. Weehan denied by Ketterer. There'll be a corner kick coming. Monarchs were trying to salvage one there. A little over 2 minutes left here in stoppage time.
Boy, El Paso fell asleep here. This was far too easy. Malik Johnson with a nice through ball to Weehan, who was able to get a decent strike on goal, just to the diving save of Ketterer. And if the Monarchs were going to come back, you would have to have thought that needed to find the back of the net.
Milan waiting for the whistle. Whistle blown. Put inside the area, not beating the first guy, and a second opportunity will come.
That's a poor ball from Milan Oloski.
Looking for a ball.
At the USL level, we often have young ball boys, young ball kids doing the dirty work. Oh, and a player's gone down inside the box. Wasn't quite able to see what happened, but there was some sort of collision.
As Adams is going to get a talking to.
I'm sure this won't be a yellow card. No yellow cards for them. Nothing for them. Let's just play. It's fine. Just play.
Tension certainly brewing here late.
No surprise.
Bring out your dead. Just bring out that stretcher. Pull him off. CONCACAF type moment right there, Tom.
93 minutes in.
Milan, he'll take the corner kick. Ball driven in. Weehan just across the face of goal. And it was not to be so. There's another corner kick, it looks like.
I think the offside flag.
Oh, excuse me,
raised.
offside flag was up. Ketterer's going ballistic still. Center referee's telling him the flag was up.
They think Malik Johnson may have gotten a touch. I don't know if he did in the end. Either way, Monarchs unable to capitalize on a pair of really good opportunities deep in stoppage time after surrendering their third goal, and look likely to lose 3-1 here at home.
The icing was put on the cake by Gomez, and El Paso Locomotives leave with all 3 points here at Zions Bank Stadium with a 3-1 victory over the Monarchs. The Monarchs may feel a little hard done on a heavy mistake that caused an issue there. We'll take a quick break and be back with final thoughts after this.
When you're a member at America First Credit Union, there's only one path to happiness, and that's whatever path you choose. So no matter where it may lead you, whatever you need to get there, or how far it may go, we'll do our best to make sure it's clear with the America First Visa credit card, because the only happiness that matters to us is yours, truly.
I remember the first time Taylor brought me to Moab. It was life-changing. I think that switch from caring to loving to respecting is when it makes your heart feel like fire. Exploring with kids is a whole different experience, but the approach is really the same for all of us. It's about being mindful, being aware of what's going to help versus what's going to harm. That's what we really want to teach our kids.
Anderson Julio. Ball is out, it's in the back of the net. What a debut for Anderson Julio. Lilac heads it for Rabin. Golazo! Rubio Rabin!
Atlas Disposal is dedicated to preserving the spaces we share.
We also understand the importance of sustaining our resources.
We're proud to bring our operations to Utah with technologies like zero-emission vehicles and a new recycling system coming to Rio Tinto Stadium starting in 2020.
Together, we can keep Utah beautiful and sustainable for generations to come.
The best line of defense against the virus is getting the vaccine.
Take your shot.
Tomar la vacuna.
Let's get back in the game.
Volvamos al juego.
Get vaccinated.
Vacúnate.
For yourself.
For your teammates.
Por tu compañero de equipo.
For your family.
And for the community.
For information on getting vaccinated, visit coronavirus.utah.gov.
Rule the playground. Toyota, let's go places.
Zion is much more than just these cliffs. You're all a part of this. When I'm painting, my goal is ultimately to inspire people through that artwork to go out and find their own personal experience. I think that only when we personally connect with a place do we truly gain the power to protect it. And that's the whole point, is to protect this place, not just for us here today, but for future generations forever.
Tonight's match has been brought to you by Zions Bank. For banking that helps you tackle every financial challenge, Zions Bank is for you. By MarketStar, explore something more at MarketStar. Visit marketstar.com for careers. And by University of Utah Health, the trusted healthcare provider for the RSL family and yours. Visit uofuhealth.org. 3-1 victory here at Zions Bank Stadium for the visitors as they took all 3 points tonight. So let's check out an upcoming schedule for the Monarchs, as they've got some interesting games up here, some very winnable games at Austin on the weekends, 7 p.m. kick. Then back home here against the Lights, then down in El Paso to face the side they face tonight, back home against RGV, and then at San Diego Loyal to face former Monarchs captain Jack Blake and Landon Donovan. Kind of an interesting schedule coming up for them, but some very winnable games. And Tom, the Monarchs need to start picking up points, and that's one of the challenges at this point in the season. It's not do or die or must win, but it's getting to that moment that you have to be taking one. And at home, you should be taking all 3 points, but at least 1 point during these games.
Well, certainly, and when you consider the way they played tonight, they were deserving of a point at halftime, and then the second half just got away from them. And we said it on the broadcast, but Mark Lowry's additions of Gomez and Luna completely altered the outcome of this contest. The energy they both provided in their attacking third. You look at the numbers, El Paso Locomotive ended up with far more shots than the Monarchs. They ended up controlling more of the possession over the course of the 90 minutes. But that second half from El Paso was where it all unfolded for the Monarchs. And it was the first goal that was very soft, and then the second goal was inexcusable by Brown, sadly, putting his teammate under pressure, and Luna was able to capitalize. And there was the sub Gomez as well that put the icing on the cake for El Paso, and it was game, set, match at that point.
And that's what you have to do. If you're Gomez, you come and put that game away, because the Monarchs were pressing, throwing numbers forward, and tried to get that final points, and weren't able to do so. But that being said, the Monarchs fall tonight 3-1 to El Paso. El Paso did what they needed to do, and like you mentioned, Mark Lowry made the subs he needed to make. Monarchs will be back home here in a couple weeks on the 23rd against Las Vegas Lights. We'll catch you back here at Zions Bank Stadium from our wonderful team. He's Tom Hackett. I'm Landon Southwick. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and we'll catch you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.